Thanks for having me here. Thanks for having us here. And thanks for creating the space to reflect in this way. I think we planned this before Francis died, and to be here reflecting after his passing it feels emotional to me, and very special and important. It's also nice to be here with Zadie. Zadie, I don't think we've ever done an event, side by side. But White Teeth and No Logo, our first books, came out the same year, and we've been on this sort of journey together as the world has changed, right? And so No Logo came out just on the cusp of the new millennium. Sometimes online, well, often people say it came out in 1999, and that's just because that was when it was supposed to come out. So it's, in the digital ether with its original publication date. It actually came out in 2000, and I long ago stopped trying to correct it. I just can't. But it came out January 2000. And it was trying to wrap its arms around, I suppose, this change that you're referring to. Because I'm of the generation that remembers how travel changed, right? Where you could, you stopped being able to go to a new place and hear a new song. I remember when I was 18, going traveling, and just everywhere I went, everyone was playing the same song. And something essential about traveling was changing, right? And so, I wrote Doppelganger in part because I wanted to come back to some of the themes in No Logo, but come back to them changed after a quarter of a century. Like the world had changed and I had changed, and the movements that I've been a part of, the social movements that I've been a part of, have been changed by what I was trying to write about in many forces. But No Logo was it was about the rise of lifestyle branding, right? Which is very much about that mimetic desire, and the desire to create a self based on a set of symbols that other people are adopting. Long predates branding. We could argue that the church is one of the most successful branders of all time. But the extent to which the logic of what you're referring to, Pankaj, that sort of hyper-individualism, but more specifically, what makes a good brand, right? And because I studied branding to write No Logo and read a lot of writing by marketers and advertisers, brand builders as they call themselves, right? It really is an exercise of repetition, discipline. A good brand is quite a static thing. I mean, you can have brand extensions and so on, but the truly sort of iconic brands are the brands that have the discipline not to change too much, right? I mean, if you think about a slogan like "Just Do It," or just the ability to travel through decades and still have the same identity, adapt it to the decades, but you sort of stay static. So